Back inside Chase Field, they still have the roof open. They've closed it partially here. It's about halfway open, just over the center. You can see the walls in the outfield are still open. 20 riders for 15 laps is our Supercross Lites West main event lineup. Eli Tomac, Dean Wilson, the winners. Dean Wilson, quick guy out there tonight. Aaron, he's been pretty strong. How about a Progressive pre-race report for us?
He's been very strong, but he is relieved to have last weekend over and done with. He said he was extremely disappointed with that 6th place finish. He said he was feeling the pressure of being that favored season opener. Tonight coming in, we saw him win his heat race. He said he's struggling a little bit because he's had a head cold all week. So the difficulty for him during this main event is going to be able to breathe clearly. His mechanic, Paul Parabinos, the only change that he made is he went back to the original tire that they used during the first practice today. Guys?
All right, Aaron, thanks. You know, we got the Supercross season off and running. The Grand Am Sports Car guys are ready to go, too. The Rolex 24 at Daytona, January 28th, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time is when it's going to go green. 24 hours later, they will throw the checker. It should be a wild 24 hours of Daytona this year.
It's a long day.
I've worked that race numerous times. It is a long, long day.
Tested a DP car one time, and it was, things are crazy.
Right here, my key to the race. I think you got to nail that triple out of turn 2 like Tomac was on his way to a 51.4 fastest lap of the day.
That's a good one, but I think cornering tonight, you've seen a lot of guys in the heat races and everything losing their front end. I think that these guys better not push it too much and push it and lose their front end and fall down. So that's my deal. You got to nail your corners.
Here we go, main event, Supercross Lites West Coast. Who's going to get the Nuclear Cowboys hole shot? It's going to go to Tyler Rattray.
Who's that sneaking on the inside? That's Muscan in second. We got both of the PC riders right up front. Looks like Seeley got a pretty good start, too.
Oh, good battling already up at the front of the pack. Everybody fighting for some space. Inside and outside, Dean Wilson in the lead.
Where is Tomac? Mid-pack, there he is.
You saw Davalos go by as well on the 31. Good look there at the 38 of Marvin Muscan.
What a recovery for Muscan after having that really bad crash earlier, but man, has he got it together here tonight. And I look for him to be really good in these sections of the track where it's really hard and slippery, even some of those wet, slippery sections. He's a very talented technical rider.
Rattray on the 28, sitting right there.
Osborne, 3rd position.
Having a great run on that 338. Zach Osborne, right behind him, Baker.
Tomac way back there.
How about Seeley back in 8th, last week's winner? Can he move up through the field?
Let's see how these whoops here, they're starting to get chewed out now. The bike's squirming around a little. Look at Osborne.
Trying to get inside, can't get it done. Fighting his way through the rhythm section to see if he can get around Rattray. Now he comes inside. Could be an advantage here.
Well, he went over that single jump there, the right side. They actually made it a lot steeper so that the inside wasn't the preferred line.
Over the finish line jump.
I have to say, I'm pretty surprised the track. It's not getting as hard as it normally does. Normally this place is baked by the time the main event's rolled around, and there's some pretty good grip out there.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that has to do with them keeping the roof closed during the day, so it didn't get that sun beating down on it. But it's still a very tricky, soil here. We've seen a lot of guys make mistakes where it looked like they were fine, especially in that right-hander right there coming into the whoops.
Seeley has made up one spot. Oh, look at this. Good move here by Anderson. He gets around Baker. Seeley trying to get his teammate as well on the 34.
That looks like Tomac just on the backside of Seeley here.
Seeley trying to get around the outside. They get around Anderson. Seeley cuts inside now on the 34.
Hey, these tight turns right here, it's going to get a little dirty, guys. We've seen what can happen as you start to cut down to stay. You try to cut down out of the berm early to stay out of those ruts.
Baker on the 51, Anderson on the 44 in the black and yellow riding gear. Here comes Seeley on the 34. Almost a little bit of contact there. Tomac takes advantage on the 17. He comes up the inside and gains a position.
Yeah, I was thinking Eli Tomac was going to get a 4-for-1 there, but
watch this. He's got the drive over the triple.
And he'll have the inside lane. Seeley goes after Baker, just pushes him wide, and Baker goes out. And now Anderson going after Tomac. Oh, good battling here in the Lites main event.
Yeah, Seeley didn't do anything wrong there. You know, he closed the door on him, it came in on him, and Baker
he almost made a mistake.
Baker just got a little, you know, gave him a little bit too much room.
And take a look at Tomac now, coming through the inside as you watch from the rafters here at Chase Field. Back down to ground level we go.
Tell you what, looking at the lap times, you got Wilson out front, has set a 52.6. Tomac a 52.9. Everybody else is a 53 or higher.
Wilson 2.3 seconds out in front of Muscan. There you see Dean, said to us earlier, still not feeling that good. He's running awful good though. A third of the way through this main event. 5 laps completed.
Tell you what, you get that start, you make life easy on yourself. You know, some of the other fastest riders of the night, the favorites, stuck back in the back without the start that they needed, and look at the gap that he had. Muscan, about 2.5 seconds behind. Rattray, about 5 behind the leader.
There you see Marvin. We documented for you earlier how he had the big crash, broke his helmet, came back. Here he is looking at a good podium finish.
Hey, I'm telling you what, guys. Tomac and Seeley are going to make their way into the podium spots, and they're going to come like a freight train in the final laps here, just as Dean Wilson's body is going to be weakening from his illness.
Rattray was a second last week. Here he is running in third. There you see Osborne. Osborne was 9th last week in Anaheim, and he's inside the top 5 tonight.
He's doing pretty good. He's hanging in there, right on the rear of Rattray.
Oh, look at them having to bounce through the sand section. I used to love it when the sand section would develop, and it always gets that big kicker before the single. Is somebody before the night's over, is that kicker going to get big enough to jump over the single?
Anything
and then it's like a 2-second lap move there?
Yeah, it's possible.
Good
These
look at
guys
Tomac.
are moving right here.
He's in 6th right now, Ricky, and closing in on Seeley.
Yeah, he just turned the fastest lap of the race over anyone right now with a 52.5. That last lap, he's 9 seconds behind the leader, though.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time to make up at halfway.
Hey, and my key to the race there, that corner is so rutted and so jacked up that Tomac is not getting the drive to go triple. He's actually doubling out, so he's going 2-2-2, and he's losing a little bit of time through there.
Tomac 3rd a week ago at Angel Stadium.
Anderson, though, solid ride there on the Suzuki.
Here's Osborne battling with Seeley, fighting over 4th. Seeley cutting inside.
Nice.
He's got the inside getting into turn 1, but Osborne hanging tough.
Can he get a better drive off? Not yet.
Now watch this turn. Look how rutted it is. And see, they're cutting so low that you just can't triple out of that turn. So just forget my key and move on to the next.
Oh, Seeley takes him wide, pushes Osborne right up to the top blocks, and now Tomac is going to try to capitalize. He does. He's passed Osborne as well.
And see what happens in that turn. If you lose the drive and you jump that in a different sequence, you really get off, and you have to get on that tabletop and power into the face of the triple. It is so much faster to do that.
Boy, Tomac is really coming on strong here in the closing stages.
I'm telling you, he's been confident all day long.
Battling over for 4th.
I'm impressed with Seeley right now. You know, he didn't get a good start. He's moving his way up through the guys, passing each one by one, bringing Tomac along with him. Not really what he wants to see, but Tomac wants his championship just as bad.
And don't forget, he struggled last year having 2 really good races in a row.
Yep. Got
that win at Dodger Stadium, and then 20th out early at Oakland the very next week. Here he is now inside the top 5.
Yeah.
This would be a good, strong run.
As fast as Tomac was in his heat race, I mean, Seeley, I mean, is keeping him honest.
Yeah, I tell you what, looking at the lap times, though, Wilson's last lap, 52.5, right on pace with the fastest lap of the night. So Wilson has finally found his groove, and he still holds 10-second lead over Seeley, about 7 over Rattray, 5 over Musquin. Good solid ride up front as this battle continues. To see Tomac looking over his shoulder there.
I think he was looking at the score tower. You know, they got a score tower with the top 5 riders on it. It's probably was looking to see who's leading.
How easy was it for you as a rider, Ricky, to be able to see that?
It depended on, some tracks were easy, some weren't. That one's kind of in a unique spot, you know, but those guys can look over in the air and check out the situation. Pretty cool.
Just under 6
to Supercross.
Yeah. Getting close to the final third of this race. We're going to have just 5 laps remaining here. We'll see if Dean Wilson can hang on to his lead of 6.3 seconds over Marvin Musquin, or if that illness that he has is going to slow him down in the final stages of this one.
Tomac's really charging hard here. He's making a few mistakes on his way. He needs to tighten it up just a little bit to possibly get the run on Seeley, and it looks like now he's starting to motor up on the back tire of the Lucas Oil Honda bike. Let's see if he can find an inside line.
Back to the rafters we go. Tomac right there. Almost dead even with him.
Wow.
And he switches to the outside line. Now cuts back inside.
Goes for the jugular.
Oh, couldn't get it done.
See, he's going to lose just a little time there because you get on that tabletop, you just really carry the momentum into the triple. That's going to give Seeley a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, he's got a big gap to make up again.
Boy, this wide shot here really gives you such a great perspective of where the field is and how they've spread out. And you see how quickly Tomac can make a mistake but still catch right up on the back of Seeley. He really has his number, just doesn't have the position.
Track position is so important when these guys' lap times are so close. I mean, they're all turning 52s here, except Musquin. I mean, he's the only guy in the 53 in the top 5, but that's where, you know, track position goes. He got out in front of these dudes early. There you go.
Dean Wilson, 6.2 seconds now in front of Marvin Musquin.
Hearing a crowd reaction here in the background as we're watching our leader, Dean Wilson. He's just on his own page out here. Got an early lead, set out front, and now he can just kind of pace himself. Look at that, boom, he's on rails right now.
Gonna have 3 to go this time across the finish line jump.
When you're sick like this is the best feeling, you know, when you get an early lead, your competitors have a few issues, don't get that track position early and get up front early. The best thing you can do is just put out a hard charge at the beginning, then relax.
Yeah, and, you know, I remember last week, Dean Wilson was just pressured. He had arm pump and all that, but let's take a look at the Toyota replay here. And this is going to be Tomac. Watch the block pass here as he comes in on Seeley, leaves the door open. It's a little, well, the good thing is they're both trading red paint, right?
Yeah.
So it's.
I'm not sure he actually made contact with him, though. Looks like he came up just pretty close.
That was legit pass.
Yeah, that was solid. And
well executed.
Seeley realized that, you know, he didn't want to drive the point home there because Tomac had that spot. But for Wilson, to get back to this, I mean, man, to win on a night when you're sick, and I mean, it's happened so many times, Ricky. It just seems like you get more focused. You just, you know, you cut out the distractions because you're not out there having a good time, signing autographs, all of that sort of stuff. You just get focused on this main event.
Yeah, what I think happens is you learn to race a little more efficiently, you know, and you learn where to, you know, get your breath of air. You learn what lines it take to don't make you tired, and it actually ends up playing to your favor, and you're actually faster. I think that's what happens sometimes, especially on a track like this that is really, you know, hard pack. You need to have some throttle control.
Tough night at Anaheim a week ago for Dean Wilson. Early on, had his issues and ended up finishing 6th.
Yeah, watch last lap as Tomac comes through. They actually didn't touch, but Dean was really rattled, so that he suffered from arm pump, makes a huge mistake, and he loses a bunch of position just on the last lap. But what a way to make up for that mistake.
Yeah.
1 to go here in Phoenix.
And this is what the pro circuit team of Mitch Payton really needed. This will put them right back in the championship hunt, with Wilson now getting a win here tonight if he can hang on. Seeley is running in 5th. He came into the night as a points leader based on his win a week ago at Angel Stadium.
Guys, it's really going to tighten up in the points race because, like you said, Dean was 6th last week. Now we're 1st.
And Tomac, too, is going to have a 4th, possibly, and a 3rd from last week. He's going to be right in there.
Nothing is as good at points as a 1st place.
No.
That's always, man, that's just, you start getting those, you rack the points up, obviously.
And this series is going to move on to Dodger Stadium next week, where Seeley will come in as the defending race winner.
Look at that. That is a good feeling right there. What a ride, Dean Wilson.
Don't forget that lights race will be seen on Speed. Make sure you check your local listings. Checkered flag falls. Dean Wilson, his first win of 2012. Marvin Muscan gets 2nd place. Wilson's teammate Rattray takes 3rd, and Tomac and Seeley will round out the top 5.
What a ride. I mean, to be sick, I mean, we heard him after his interview, after his heat race, the guy looked down like he just had no more energy and just totally executed this race like he needed to win on a bad night.
Yeah, and only Tomac with a 52.3. That was the only faster lap time than Dean's 52.5. So he stepped it up for the main event, made it happen. Paul Parabinos, of course, his mechanic, extremely happy because you know you got to get nervous when you're a mechanic and you know that your guy's sick. You just don't know what the outcome's going to be.
Well, we'll talk to him about it when we come back. We'll find out how he made it all happen when Speed returns live to Phoenix. Enter the Speed Monster Energy Cup Vegas VIP contest for your chance to win a VIP experience to the Monster Energy Cup in Las Vegas, Saturday, October 20th. Visit supercrossonline.com/speedvip for more details. Winners receive airfare for 2 to Vegas, free accommodations at the host hotel of the Monster Energy Cup, premium tickets to the event at Sam Boyd Stadium, a signed Ryan Villapoto jersey, case of Monster Energy drink, 2 pairs of Smith goggles. So log on to visit supercrossonline.com/speedvip for your chance to win all that cool stuff. What a great promotion we've got going on there. Let's go right down there.
What a night for Dean Wilson. Dean, a day of being sick, in fact, a week of being sick. You came in here, you were kind of deflated after that 6th place finish last weekend, pardon me. Take us through your thoughts and feelings, and does this boost your confidence moving forward?
Definitely. I mean, that wasn't me last weekend. You know, I don't know. I feel like I feel like I got jinxed. You know, going into it, everybody's saying you got it. You know, this is your race, and you know, maybe I went in just too confident and I just tightened up really bad. You know, that was me tonight. You know, that's how I should have rode at Anaheim. But you know, I'm just happy how the race went. You know, I got around the 2 guys at the beginning and just rode my own race. And you know, I just got to give a big shout out to my mechanic Paul. He's done a great job on my bike. You know, the whole Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki team, Thor, Dunlop, Parts Unlimited, Scott Vans, Volcom, Traxxas. And yeah, I'm just so happy to get this win. I mean, I know I'm not in the points lead, but it just feels good to know that I can still do it, you know, because last weekend was a bit of a depressing week last weekend. You know, just, I don't know, it just wasn't me, so I'm glad I'm up here.
Congratulations on picking up your first victory of the season. Not only your first victory, but the first time racing here in Phoenix.
Go that way. Here's a look at how they came across the finish line jump. Dino getting the win there. Muscan, boy, what a big day for him.
Yeah, that's awesome. Big turnaround from last weekend.
Well, and breaking that helmet earlier, too.
Oh, yeah.
Glad to see Max Anstey in the top 10.
Yeah, there's some fantastic rides inside that top 10, and our next page is going to show those points. And,
again, Martin Davalos, 2 weeks in a row, comes out so solid in the heat and then just finishes horribly in the main. Let's go back to Aaron.
What a day it was for Marvin Muscan. Marvin, did you expect this to be the outcome after everything that you went through today with your big crash in practice?
You know, my goal is to be on the podium, and I had a tough day because I crashed on the last practice on the whoops. I was doing a slow lap and I was not focused and I crashed. I hurt my neck, but my start was pretty bad on the heat race, but I did a really good start on the main event. I almost get a whole shot, so I'm really happy. I would like to thank all the team and the Red Bull KTM team, all the crew, SG3 Suspension, Roger, Ian, everybody, and all my sponsors, Oakley, Lead Brace, Aero, Alpine Star, Red Bull. I'm so happy finally on the podium and second, so it's great. So I'm really looking for this championship now. I would like to thank also all the French fans who are coming from France, and I really appreciate it, and all the American fans. Thanks.
Marvin, congratulations on getting all those nerves out of the way last weekend and coming here a strong performance tonight.
That's a guy who's going to make a lot of fans here. As you take a look at the points now in the West, just one
that.
separating Rattray and Seeley.
Wow.
2 back
Four.
are Muscan and Wilson, and Tomac just 4 back. But as Jeff Marvin Muscan, such a nice guy, really going out of his way to get to know the fans at the pit parties. He's going to grow a lot of fans here in the coming weeks racing here in the U.S. All right, Aaron, what else do you have for us?
Tyler Rattray said that last weekend was just a warm-up. Tyler, you came out, you were extremely consistent with a great performance tonight. What is it going to take to elevate your game, just that next step to take that win?
Just made a little mistake on the triple and got past, gave the lead up. So, but I just can't thank Kawasaki, Monster Energy Pro Circuit enough. We've got such a great bike. I've been working on my starts every time we go riding and improved. I got the whole shot, and it just makes life so much easier, being up front when you put all that time in at the test track and training. And obviously, a lot of guys don't work on their starts, and I think that's most important. So, just want to thank them. And obviously, it was a tough night for me. I was sick the last 2 days, and yeah, obviously, I got it from my daughter. She's so cute, and she always wants to give me kisses. So, it's tough, but other than that, I feel good and look forward to going to Dodgers. So, just can't thank everyone, Parts Unlimited, for the guys from Specialized, just everyone. Thank you.
Congratulations on taking over that points lead as we head into round 3.
Support from your kids will do a lot to push you forward,
Yes.
won't it? Hey, look at this.
Yeah.
Everybody's sending us pictures. That's TJ Bell.
My God.
Glad to have him with us.
Check it out.
Attaboy, TJ.
Please, come on.
I do have friends. I know you wouldn't believe it, but I do.
Hey, look at that dude.
That's back
I
in the
like
day.
the hairdo there, man.
How's the highlights?
Winning.
Winning. That's right. Those are my winning Cheerios or whatever
Where's
they
the
were.
Emigos?
I love it.
We need to see a box of Emigos before this is all